Everybody, how's it going? Tarek here, and welcome to another episode of Ask Me Anything. This is a series where I get you guys, the viewers, the subs, to ask me personal questions that aren't really related to YouTube. Stuff about my life, stuff that's like that you don't normally hear, because obviously all I do is play games and upload those videos to YouTube. So if you haven't seen the first episode, you can go here. There'll be a link somewhere here for that. And if not, then there'll be a playlist like down there, hopefully, in the suggestions box. But yeah, so on this, I basically get you guys to send me an email, or if you want to leave your question in the comments below, and the email can be found in the description. Voice is breaking there. So anyway, let's just jump in. Actually, wait, no, one more thing. I really appreciated everyone's comments and all the questions from last week's episode, and I apologize that this didn't go up on Friday like I wanted it to. I did a take, but then I didn't think it was. I don't know. I said some things that I didn't want to say, like that was a bit too personal. Obviously, there are some things that I won't say, those. What was I going to say? If a question is too personal, then I won't answer it, you know? And in the previous episode, I did answer some questions, and I was thinking about uploading it, and then I didn't because I was concerned about the answers that I gave to those questions. But anyway, moving on. I will read out the person's first name, so they can, if they ask the question, they can see, oh wow, he answered my question. So the first question is Gavin, from Gavin. It's not a question, Gavin. He says, "Hey Jamie, the question I want to ask you, what's the thing that bothers you most in life?" And I thought about this for a while because I was thinking, like, what does bother me in life, like, the most? I couldn't think of anything. I think it must have been being in school and like the people that that were my friends. Knowing that there were some people that tried to impress, like it's not like what is it? They put on like a completely different, like, say if I was with someone and it's just me and this friend of mine or whatever, we'd have a connection, we'd be talking the way we do, but then if we're in a group of friends and they just completely change because they think that they want to impress people, that kind of really bothers me. Being so fake, I guess. It's a huge thing that bothers me because I know a couple of my friends that do it, but it's kind of hypocritical of me because say for the videos that I do on YouTube, Happy Wheels, I'm very over the top, and it's not fake what I do, but I just like make everything really exaggerated. So when you watch a Happy Wheels episode, not the first episode because that was like genuinely like in shock and awe, what the fuck is this game, but like most of the episodes I'll be really shouting and stuff like that. The same with, like, say the Simitori video I did with Immortal HD. It was very overly exaggerated, but it was like a two-way thing. Like, I would say something, then he would say something, and then it would just build up and build up. We'd bounce ideas and bounce way of shouting or something. It would just bounce off each other, and that will make it into the video, which is our personalities are just like way over the top. So yeah, I think being fake and pretending to be something that you're not really bothers me. Like, if you should always be like yourself. You should always be true to who you are, whether it be really loud, whether it be quiet or shy, timid, or just really funny. Don't try and be something that you're not, because people can always find out. People always pick it out, and they're like, okay, I can tell that you want to be something that, like, it's always good to just be honest, you know. Yeah, kind of went a bit deep there. Next question was from, I want to say Adam, but it's ADEM. I'm guessing he's from somewhere in Europe, because I don't know, that looks like a European name, the surname. He asked a couple of questions. Do you speak any other languages other than English? No, I speak English only. I used to, like at school, I learnt French and learnt Arabic, but I didn't learn them fluently, and I didn't learn them at all to a standard where I could have a conversation with someone. Arabic I learnt because I used to live in Dubai, but I did like kind of enjoy Arabic. Arabic is a fun language to learn. Also, he asks, why do your parents live in Canada? And this is kind of it's more of a why do my parents move around kind of thing, because when I was younger we moved to Dubai, and the reason for that is because my dad's job, he works in oil, and before we moved he would work on oil rigs, and I think he was like, I can't remember what he did, but anyway, he got promoted, and the promotion meant that he would have to work from the office from the United Arab Emirates branch, and I believe he works in training, safety training and stuff like that, but I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, we moved to Dubai because of that, and we stayed there for a few years, 7 or 9 years, I can't really remember. And then my dad got promoted again in 2005, and that promotion was to open a branch in China, and that was a contract that lasted for 3 years, and that's when I came back to the UK to go to boarding school, because the area that they were moving to didn't have any English speaking schools. God, stop coughing, I keep getting fucking grain in my throat. And yeah, so him and my mum moved to China. They lived in a place called Tanggu, which is like 2 hours east or southeast of Beijing. It's on the coast, and yeah, they lived there for 3 years. And then when I went to university in 2008, they moved to Canada, and now they live in Calgary, and they have done ever since. And pretty much it's my dad. It's where my dad's like, he's after Calgary, he's going to retire, potentially move back to the UK. I think originally they wanted to live in France, and then they were actually unsure if they wanted to buy land in Canada and live in Canada. But I think now their choice is to move somewhere central in United Kingdom, close to where relatives are and stuff. Close to where we lived when I was small, and yeah, that's pretty much the main reason why he moved around a lot. And yeah, I can't really think of anything else. It's the job. It's pretty much my dad's job. Amy asks, it might be too personal, but I'd like to know, what is the story of your first kiss? The story of my first kiss, I would consider a first kiss being not a peck on the lips or not a peck on the cheek, but like tongue. I think I was about 15 or 16. That might be a bit old to get your first kiss, but I don't know, I was kind of like, when I was younger I was interested in girls, but it wasn't like a key point. Like I was more interested in my friends than hanging out with, trying to get girls. Probably because I was a little chub still when I was younger. But yeah, I was like a massive nerd playing Counter-Strike 1.6 and Final Fantasy 11 and all these other games with my friends and playing music and just going to hang out and stuff. I was more interested in that than I was in, god damn it, so many fucking text messages. I was more interested in that than trying to get girls. So yeah, the story goes, it was New Year's Eve and I met this one girl, and we were just talking and stuff, and the plan was, it's kind of funny actually, the plan was I was meant to be at this New Year's Eve party because it wasn't a party with friends, it was a parents like friends party, so all my parents' friends were hanging out and there was a few kids, and it was lame. I wasn't allowed to go to my friend's New Year's Eve party, but my brother was with his friends, and his plan was to sneak me out of this place and take me with them, like him, because I used to hang out with my brother's friends as well, even though they're like 3 years older than me. Anyway, so I met this girl and we exchanged phone numbers after talking a while. And the cool story is that my brother sent me a text saying, "Okay, we're coming," and I snuck out the back door through the garage. And just as I was doing that, my friend Rob, was one of the guys that was picking me up, was trying to sneak in through the front door. And the front door, it was like in the villas, it would be a front like wooden door, and then you would go in, and then there's the garden and stuff, and that's where everyone was. And then you'd walk forward to go to the actual front door of the house. And I was like, no, don't. Anyway, he stopped, and then they had this fucking limo, and we were like driving around Dubai and stuff, going around the Burj, and then we ended up just getting drunk at some fucking place, Palm Springs I think it was called, or I can't remember, but it was a long time ago. It was probably the most fun I've had, and I was texting the girl pretty much most of that night, and back then texts were expensive. I remember that. Yeah, and then we became friends and stuff, hanging out, watching TV and stuff, and then we were hanging out at the local. The compound was like. Compound sounds a bit weird, like it's not like a prison or something, but you would call the area like of where the villas were a compound. There were like security guards around it and stuff. Makes it sound like a prison. But yeah, we were hanging out in the central area, which is where the pool was. It's like an arcade type thing, and squash fucking courts, and yeah, and we was time to go home, and I think either myself or her were going away for a couple of weeks. I think it was her. And she was like, and I was like, okay, I guess I'll see you later. And she's like, okay, come here. And the funny thing is that she was like about 5'1", and I was 6 foot at the time. So she was like a whole head, like height different. I think she was actually 4'8" or something, and she was older than me. And the curbs were about this. They were about that tall in Dubai. And she like stood on my curb, like the curb outside my house, and said, "Come here." And I was like, "Okay." And then we kissed, and I was like, "Okay." I just had my first kiss, pretty much, because it was like it was shocking because I wasn't expecting it. But then I was like, "Fuck yeah! I just got my first kiss." But yeah, it was a long time ago. And I think after that we started going out as well, and that didn't last too long, and then I eventually came to the UK. So yeah, that's the story of my first kiss, which is kind of embarrassing to talk about. Lloyd asks a question. What is your future aims and career-wise? Because I don't think one could live economically by making vids. He also asks, are you gonna have kids? Okay. Obviously, I want to be a composer. That's my life goal. I would love to compose for media, for film, game, and television. Obviously, YouTube isn't gonna last forever, but it's working right now. I mean, I'm able to live off of the money I make from YouTube videos. Just able to get by, to be honest. There's a lot of money going out rather than the money coming in. So yeah, that's my goal. I want to be a fucking voice. I want to be a I don't know why it's I have no idea what's going on with my voice today. I think I might be coming down with a cold or something. Yeah, I'd love to be a composer, to compose for a game, preferably. That would be awesome. But not many people can do it, and it's contract work, so it's not very sustainable economically, which is a shame. It's not like annual pay or salary. Are you ever gonna have kids? Yeah, I'd love to have kids when I'm older. I'd love to get married and have kids, but not right now. Not for a while. I think mainly because that I was in a relationship that lasted for over 3 years, and that put me off being in a relationship for a long time. And that was during my time at university. Now I got fucking hiccups. Yeah, it was during my time at university, and looking back, the relationship was great. It was just at the wrong time. It would have been better if that would have been during school, as in like high school, rather than university, because university, she lived like 7 hours away on a train, so it was a long distance relationship that lasted over 3 years. So it was kind of a strain. It was it wasn't always good. There were some bumps in our relationship, but yeah, it was great while it lasted. But I think that I'm looking forward to the future to see if I can have baby Utarex. My dad was a triplet, so my mum seems to think that I will have. She really wants me to have twin daughters, and I would love to have a daughter, mainly because I always wanted a sister. But I'm the youngest out of the family. I got an older brother, and my parents didn't have any other kids. And I always wished that I could have a sister, like, so I could look after. Like, it's like a sense of protecting, like, your sibling. And I never got that. I was always the one being protected. I wish I could have had a little sister to look after. But yeah. And he asks one more question. Oh no, he didn't. There's someone else. Well, I've saved that as in my questions that I wanted to answer. Let's just look for a random one. I'm gonna go back a couple of days. This one. Nope. That's a YouTube question. Nope, that's not a question. That's just someone saying, I like penis. That's just great. Okay, what's he say here? Nope. God damn it. Some of these questions are kind of really dumb. No offense to everyone, but some of them really are kind of stupid. Rage, what's this say? What is most frustrated, angry, rage, aka you ever been in your... Oh, okay. Game related or not. Okay, so what is the most angry, aka rage, you have ever been in your life? So what experience was my most aggressive, angry-esque experience? Oh god. The angriest I've been in my life will probably have been... I don't know. That's a good fucking question. I haven't really been angry. I'm not really an angry person, so I rarely get angry, but if I do, oh yeah, it's probably me and my brother were in Australia, in 2004, I think it was, or 2003, I can't remember, it was a long time ago. I think we were in Port Douglas, which is like northeast side of Australia, pretty sure. It's on, I think it's next to the Great Barrier Reef. And yeah, we were in the place that we were staying, and I can't remember what my brother did, but he pissed me off so much. We were having an argument, and we were in the room, and I started to, like, I was getting so frustrated. Because it's so long ago, I can barely remember it. But I think what happened, he must have like done something, or said something, or just like been an asshole, like, repetitively. And I ended up I was like just like beating the shit out of him, but I wasn't. He was blocking everything, but I would just like, I lost control and just started punching him. And I really can't remember why. And I remember like my mum shouting, because like my mum's not gonna get in the way of their sons fighting. And I remember my mum shouting to my dad, "Jamie's fighting Oliver." My dad come up and he's like, "Well, what the fuck is going on?" And I was just like so infuriated that I couldn't even speak. I really wish I remember what that was about. No, but I can't. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode of Ask Me Anything. Now that it's over, let me ask you a question that you can answer in the comments. The previous episode I asked, what's the thing that you most regret in your life? Something that you wish that you could have done it over again. This episode I'm going to ask you, what is your life goal? What is your ambition? Whether, even if you're like my age and stuff, or you're working on your career, or even if you're a young kid, like 11 or 10 or whatever age, what's your life goal? What's your ambition? What do you want to be when you're older? What do you want to aspire to do when you're an adult? Or what do you if you're doing something like a career that you don't really want to be doing, what do you wish you could have done? So yeah, I think I've already answered that with mine. I want to be a composer for game, film, and television. So leave an answer for that in the comments below, and also leave a like and a favorite. I'd really appreciate it. That you don't have to, but it shows that you've enjoyed the video. So yeah, thanks guys for watching, and I will catch you next week on. Well, actually, I'll catch you on Friday for the next episode that I'm going to do. I'm going to keep these going on Fridays so you can enjoy them better. So yeah, I'll see you guys later.